Well, hello there everybody. Today we're going to be drawing a quick, simple, easy picture of Judy Hopps, the bunny rabbit from Zootopia. Now, what I want you guys to do is start off with a fairly healthy circle that's ever so slightly flattened out. This is going to be the main shape for the head. This is going to be a very quick tutorial, I hope. Now, I'm just doing a big, slightly flattened circle shape around about here, and this is going to be the main zone that has most of the features inside of it, and it's also going to be the top of the head. Now, with this kind of character, there's going to be more circular shapes going on that are going to be the cheeks as well. So if we go about halfway up the height of this flattened circle zone, I'm actually going to just create another rounded border that comes out on either side and comes all the way around the bottom. Imagine you're just putting this big, wide, shallow beard on this circle, and that's going to help dictate some of the character's face. Now, if I bring a line that comes down the middle, like so, that's roughly going to be the center of this character, and then I get to just bring maybe a neck that comes around about here. Now, what I'll do very quickly is get the body out of the way. I think with policeman's kind of style clothes, there's going to be a collar. Sticks out a bit like this. Maybe has a little hook like that. I'm just putting a zag on for a collar. Everything centered over to the left. And then drop it out to create the clothing like so. There is a kind of police uniform that goes on here. So I'm just going to very quickly just create a circular shape. It's going to be the main part of the body. You'll notice that the outside edges of this circle are about as far as we go on this guideline here. And that allows me just to go back on and just draw, roughly mapping to this surface, piece of body armor, which goes around like so. And then I'll just put in a strap around about here. And another strap around about here, just going off over the shoulder. So if I just very quickly put those straps as a bit of stickable function down about there, what I'm going on about is that they kind of basically Velcro themselves on. So we've got fasteners. And then I think around about here, I'm just going to put a square that's going to be the badge. So very quickly, I'm going to cut off the corners of the square for the top edges of the badge. I'm going to dip into a point near the top. It's almost like we're kind of trying to fit in a weird Batman logo. Cut in from the top areas. It's kind of a pot shape. That's the lid or lip. And then just curve out to fill that square around the bottom like so. I think in the middle it's probably a circle with some sort of police star, something like that. Let's just get that to all fit in. I'll draw a quick border around the badge on the inside edge, just like so. And then there's a plate for a name under the star. And I think there's a bit of a gap where there's some information above. But basically we've got that rough shape out of the way already. Lovely. Just going to draw in those outside edges. Right. Very quickly we've managed to get the body out of the way, which is a great start. Now we need to crack on with the face. There's a very easy method to make this look wrong. And there's a bit of a tougher method to make sure it looks right. So with the kind of these Pixar style, Disney style characters, you need to get it right more than wrong. So let's go in about 1/2 of the entire length of this face. So I'd say around about here as a halfway point. If you imagine this line, this is going to be a line that tells us the eyes go above this line and the nose goes below it. So I'm going to go down and just using, let's say about here and here, these reference points as a crosshair. I'm going to create a little shallow V, and that's going to be the top of the nose where it pokes forward. And then I'm just going to thicken it out with a border by going down about here and back up around there. That's our bunny rabbit nose space. Then we can just kind of put a little nostril shape on each side, equally like so. And there'll be a little bit of a line goes down, and I'm going about halfway down the distance between this point and this bottom edge of the circle. That's where we're going to have a nice big smile put in. Let's put it up there and continue up around here. Now this character does have some very thin, what you might sort of term lips. Don't know what to call these things on a rabbit stroke person. Anthropomorphic weirdness. And then we'll just bring these curves that come up here and here to give that kind of rabbity feel about it. Now that we've got this nose point in, I want you to go above the edges of the nose, and we're going to just pop in a kind of a curve here. It doesn't really meet up anywhere, but just a line that pops over to show that this area is on a different plane. And now that we've got this outside edge of nose here and outside edge of nose here, going to help us map in the eyes. Now, coming up from this outside edge, I'm going to bring the lines up about halfway the total height of this section, from the crosshairs again up to the top of this circle. And then if I just go out on either side, this is going to help me to understand where I'm going to be putting the eyes, or at least the inside edge of the eyes. Now, the eyes on this character are going to go quite far out to the outside edge of a circle. So I'm going to go very close up here and kind of create a curve there. This curve is going to be, make sure I've still got it on camera and make sure I've still got it in focus for you guys. Lovely. This curve is going to be coming in a very shallow manner all the way along the bottom here. And then on this side of things, it's just going to curve up and around like so. There we'll have sort of one eye shape, nice and big. We're going to do the same on this side as well. Not cutting quite so far to the outside edge, because the face is facing ever so slightly to the left. But I'm going to start from around about this corner, just a touch back. I'm going to go mostly up. Then I'm going to curve around into this box shape that we've got prepared here. Then I'm going to cut round and down, nice and gently, round about here. And again, just curve off the bottom. It's not quite a flat line. It's ever so slightly curved round. And that's how we kind of fit in where the eyes are going to be. Now we can thicken up the outside edges and thicken up the top as well, because there's going to be a whole zone kind of dedicated to the eyelash in general. So let's go up around the top, not on the inside edge, but certainly on the outside edge. Eyelash will come around about here. And a little bit around the bottom outside edge as well of a female character. There and there. And then we get to put the eyes here, because it's looking towards us at the camera. This eye is going to be really cute and right in the corner. So make yourself a circle that fills up about half-ish the volume in that bottom corner, like so. And then I guess we've got a pupil that's the majority of that as well. So I'm just going to pop that in there. Don't forget though, there's going to be a spot of light somewhere. So I'm going to draw another circle, a small one, that goes over this line where the pupil is as well. That'll be our reflecting light area. And same thing on this side, but further across. So just outside the edge of it, I'm going to put in another circle, hopefully round about the same size, like so. Make sure the bottom of the circle is hidden under the eye to get the expression right. Again, another great big pupil will be in there, and another similar dot of light, like so. Excellent stuff so far. Okay, this smile, I think, to make it look like a bunny and less like a chipmunk, we're going to have to map out another area of white. So if we go again from the corner points of this nose, what we're going to do is we're going to stay inside of this bottom quadrant of this circle that we've got here. I'm just going to put a line that curves out like so, and one that curves out like so. This won't be a final line, but this is helping me understand. Once I get to about here and here, I'm then going to bring it down towards the neck. That's just going to help guide me as to the areas that are a bit more white instead of grey for the character's fur. Otherwise, just straight down to the neck. So let's just go and put another edge in on here. This is going to be the fold of the eye there, and one just over there. We get to make loads of points, come off the outside edge of the eyelash. These are going to be the actual lashes themselves. We can fill in loads of them. We don't need to worry about it too much. We just need to know where they're going to be. And then as well, we're going to go above the eye, still following this line, so that we know where we're going to fit these in. But I'm going to put some eyebrows about halfway. I'm just mapping out the space that the eyebrow will be in instead of drawing in loads of separate hairs. About here. And then say about here as well, kind of just following around the edge of the character's face. Okay, now bear in mind that these outside guidelines, these are all going to be sort of areas where it might just be fur and all sorts of bits sticking out, but it gives us the idea of where the face is going to be, so we can use our inking pen later to worry about that. And it's nice to just have some cheeks on a character that kind of come up and cover the bottom of the eye. So we've got most of the head in, but loads of the expression for this character comes from the ears. So let's start around about here. If you imagine the middle of the eye as it goes back around the head, here and here are going to be the perhaps middle points for the ears coming up. And basically just draw a big bunny ear shape, just coming straight up and off. I'm just going to go really big out here, like so. In fact, I'm going to run out of space on this piece of paper. The ears are going to shoot off the top, one up here, and I'm going to have other kind of floppy edge there. With these ears, you kind of have this fold that comes right across, so you don't see the inside of the ear until around about this line up here. And a similar kind of situation goes up on this side as well. The inside of the ears being a pink area, the outside being a bit more of a grey. If we get one up like that, and then this one's going to shoot up in a very similar manner. Let's just go straight out the head from about here. Again, it's going to be the mirror image of this side, so I'm going to have the outside edge of this ear perhaps around about here, so it kind of comes down to the outside edge of the head like so, where the circle meets this other shape. And again, just going to map this fold, comes around here, and then the inside edge of the ear as well will pop up there. Might be a few more hairs of fur that kind of come around here. Again, it's all going to be furry around the outside edge. So, believe it or not, that's pretty much it. That's how we get a nice, just checking through the camera phone, hello everybody, a nice simple image of old Judy from Zootopia. I hope you found this to be useful. Don't forget to click subscribe. What I'm going to do is drop into a time lapse now, put an inking layer on top of this, and then just talk about where I might, if I was going to colour it, put some tones. See you in a bit. And there you have it, a nice, quick, simple, easy picture of Judy Hopps from Zootopia. Now, what I'm going to do is probably scan it into the computer and maybe make the whole of the fur area a nice dark grey. But this area that I was indicating earlier, this whole zone from around about here down to the neck, that's going to be much lighter and whiter. The eyes, I'm going to colour in the pupils that awesome purple that she's got. A little bit of pink for the inside of the ears, and then 2 different tones of blue for the suit. But when it comes to drawing the shapes, this is how you do it. See you guys next time round. Bye-bye. So hey, thanks for watching. Click subscribe and put your suggestions in the comments below. See you next time.